So, guys, let's continue with Bhagavad-Gita, the highest knowledge. Although Bhagavad-Gita is independent, but I would suggest to go through my previous videos because it will make more sense and it will give you the complete full knowledge instead of just going through the independent video. So only that third option is valuable. And whenever you get these two options in life, think about the third one before making a decision. Because that third one is always important. Those two are always the ones you choose again and again. Sometimes you have been choosing this. If you are tired of this, then choose the opposite. Sometimes, if you are tired of the opposite, then choose this, that, and you are stuck at both. The third, that third is important, which does not come to mind. Krishna will propose that third one. So, question: Lord, this morning you told me that Gita is not a spiritual science, it is a mental science. But you also said that there is a part of Ravana in Ram and there is a part of Ram in Ravana. Similarly, in Gita also, can't it be possible that some element of spirituality has come into the scriptures too? I call spirituality an experience which cannot be expressed. Gestures may be given, but gestures are not expressions. The moon can be pointed by the finger, but the finger is not the moon. When I said Gita is psychology, I do not mean it as it is Freud's psychology. Freud's psychology ends at the mind. None of his hints are beyond the mind. Mind is the only thing. There is no other existence beyond it. Gita is such a psychology which points towards the future. But the gesture is not a future situation. Gita is psychology itself, but through that psychology, hints have been given towards the soul, towards spirituality, towards the ultimate existence. But there is no spirituality. Gita is a milestone. An arrow mark is made, pointing towards the destination. But a milestone is just a milestone, it is not a destination. Because unless and until Gita becomes a part and parcel of you, so it is no useful. No scripture is spiritual. Yes, there are scriptures which points towards spirituality, but all the signals are psychological. Gestures are not spiritual. Spirituality is that which can be achieved after receiving the signal. And by the way, no expression of spirituality is possible. Even partial is not possible. Its outcome is also not possible. There are reasons for that. In brief, 2-3 reasons are important to keep in mind. Firstly, when spirituality is experienced, there are no thoughts in the mind. And how can thoughts manifest in an experience in which thoughts are not present? Thought can be revealed in the experience in which it has present and witnessed, but thought cannot be expressed an experience in which it is not present. The experience of spirituality is a thoughtless experience. Thought does not exist, hence, thought cannot bring any news. So, the thought cannot express an experience in which it is not present. So, thought can reveal the experience in which it has been present, witnessed. That's why we get tired of saying the Upanishads neti neti. They say not even this, not even that. Ask what? So they say this is not there, neither is that. Whether man can say is nothing. Then what is that experience which remains beyond words? Buddha had forbidden asking 11 questions, saying don't ask them at all, because if you ask them, there is danger. If I do not answer it, I will seem harsh towards you, and if I answer, it will be injustice to the truth, because these questions cannot be answered. So don't even ask. Don't put me in trouble. So in every village where Buddha visited, it was announced that no one should ask these 11 questions. So, these 11 questions are questions of spirituality. When people insisted on Lao Tse to write down his experience, he said, "Don't put me in trouble because what I write will not be my experience, and whatever my experience is, what I want to write, there is no way to write it." Still, under pressure, insistence of friends, pressure of loved ones, people did not agree, so he wrote a book about himself. But it is written before the book that whatever can be said is not true, and truth is that which cannot be said. Read my book with this condition in mind. Those who have spiritual experience in the world also have experience that it is not worth revealing. It cannot be revealed, it cannot appear. The fakirs have been continuously calling it the jaggery of the dump. It is not that a dumb person does not know what the taste of jaggery is. He knows it, absolutely. But a dumb person cannot describe that taste. You might be thinking that if you can say it, then you are deeply mistaken. You too have not been able to describe the taste of jaggery yet. Not only the dumb could not say, even the speaking people could not say. And if I insist on explaining what it tastes like, then you can give as much jaggery as possible to me so that I can taste it. Apart from this, there is no other solution. But jaggery can be given in hand. Spirituality cannot even be given in hand to taste. No scripture in the world is spiritual. Yes, there are such scriptures in the world which points towards spirituality. Gita is also one of them at some point. In depth, Gita is incomparable, and rest of the scriptures are subparts of Gita. As Gita has full minus z to plus z knowledge, and nothing is left behind. Before I used to say A to Z, but I would like to mention even the minus aspects of life are also mentioned in Gita. But those signals are within the mind. They are visible beyond the mind, but are within the mind. And their science is psychology. Their basis is psychology. The highest height of the scripture is manas. The highest possibility of the word is manas. The last limit of expression is the mind. As far as the mind is there, it can be manifested. Where there is no mind, everything remains hidden. So when I call Gita psychology, I do not mean psychology like Watson's psychology, any behaviorism, or Pavlov's science, any condition reflex. All these psychology are closed in themselves and are not ready to accept any authority before the mind. Some are not even ready to accept the power of the mind. They say that the mind is just a part of the body. Mind means the brain. The mind is nothing else. It is just a developed part of the bone and muscles. The mind is also nothing separate from the body. Gita is not such a psychology. Gita is such a psychology which points beyond the mind, but it is a unique psychology. I would not call it spiritual science, and not because there is some other spiritual science. There is no scripture of spirituality anywhere. The declaration of spirituality is that it is not possible for me to exist in the scriptures. I cannot be contained in words. I cannot be contained within the boundaries of an intellect. The experience which transcends all boundaries renders all words meaningless and renders all expressions void is called spirituality in reality. So, that which you can express by words is just a hint. So, those are kind of arrows. When you go somewhere, then there are arrows marked. Suppose you are going to any street, so there will be an arrow that you can choose, and it will help you to go there. But when you will go there, then only you can experience. So unless and until you reach there, there is no use.